Press play.
Replay, replay, replay.
You're watching Play Replay with Async. Today I wanted to just talk about some of my favorite Backrooms type of games. And there's not too many that I really think are worthy of the great credit of, being a real good Backrooms game. And there are some that I haven't played that I kind of think might be good, but I'm not sure, so I'm not going to really cover them. But for one, I wanted to talk about The Complex, and I'm pretty sure everybody who knows anything about Backrooms games, a lot of them might know about the game The Complex, and it's a fairly straightforward Backrooms game. It's just it kind of I think the creator was talking about how he modeled a lot of the stuff after Kane Pixel's YouTube videos of the Backrooms, which is very cool. And the game it's not really a game so much as you get to just kind of go through and walk through the Backrooms and feel like you're really in the Backrooms. And it's very, very good graphics. If you have a good computer that can handle it, the graphics are really well done. And it has that VHS kind of camera feel, of course. And it's like an 80s type of vibe with the camera. So you just kind of go through, and there is an entity in that game. And you can kind of see it's not exactly the wire type of monster that you get in like Kane Pixel's videos, but it's there. And it doesn't really do a whole bunch of stuff, at least when I played the game anyway. But it's cool. It's awesome, and the ending is very much like a Kane Pixels video as well. But that game was very cool, and I thought that was awesome, but I wanted more when it was done. So then they came out with the Complex Expedition, and that's the newer one, at least at the point that I'm making this video. And that one is they added some cool elements to it to where you can actually do more stuff. You can crouch down, go underneath like sections where you got to crouch and climb through, opening up sections where you couldn't get to previously, basically. And also you get the ability to open doors. And that seems like nothing in a video game, but that was kind of lacking in the original Complex game, if I remember correctly. So in the Complex Expedition, it feels like that game is much bigger as well. I don't know what it is. It just feels like it's a lot longer. I did get lost quite a bit in the game, and there is the same entity that was in the Complex is also in the Complex Expedition. But the Complex Expedition feels like you're legit part of the team investigating the Backrooms. And you start off walking down the line, the tape on the floor, and you're walking behind a guy, and you literally just go into the Backrooms, like literally as a expedition crew, and then you get to go climb under a thing, and then you basically no clip in the Backrooms, like through the floor or whatever, and you end up lost. And I mean, that's where all the fun begins anyway in a Backrooms game. So then you end up walking through all these different areas and you get lost or whatever, and then you end up finding there's actually a subway train in this. It's pretty amazing. There's actually a subway train that actually works in the Backrooms or in the Complex Expedition game, which is, I would have never thought to put that in there, but okay, they did do it and it was cool. So yeah, but it just seems like a big game and you kind of start to get lost after a while, but if you give it long enough and you keep searching and you keep doing your thing, eventually you're going to find your way out. And the ending on the Backrooms Expedition, I think is even cooler than the first one. And the way it ends, I won't give away the ending, but it has a very cool element where you think you're safe and you finally got out of it. And then it's like this thing, it's like a thing where you're just like kind of, it gives you the false feeling that you escaped. I'll put it that way. I'm not going to spoil it, but it's very cool. So that is what I want to talk about for those. And then now I'm going to get into another one that's called Dreamcore. And I probably talked about the Dreamcore game on a short, and I also talked about it on my on my little videos on TikTok too. So I have a video on there where I talk about it. But Dreamcore is a cool game because it's the Backrooms, but it's a Backrooms game where you're in the the pool area basically. So through the whole game, not just like part of the game, the whole game. It's like all tiles and water. You'll see water places and lots of pool areas, and you'll find like different areas that have different kinds of wallpaper on the walls, and it's very strange that the way that they do that. And you also have to listen for the sound of a radio, and right away in the beginning you start to realize that because you turn the corner and you kind of look straight ahead and there's like a radio drawn on the wall with little music notes, and you're just like, well, obviously there's a radio, you have to look for that. And it's kind of cool how they just kind of lead you through the game without telling you anything. And so you have to listen for the radio, and you'll start to hear it eventually. You could get lost though pretty badly in this game. I gotta say, this is a demo, by the way. It's still being developed, but it's like the early development playthrough type of thing. So anyway, and this game, you can get lost, and you can get really lost in this game because it's so massive for a demo. I don't know how. They must have been working on this game forever. And also, it's full screen. It's not like the Backrooms games normally where you got that little square, VHS type of screen. No, this is full screen. And the graphics look really freaking good on this thing. As like I said, if you got a good computer, you can play this thing and it looks good. But it depends on your computer, I guess, and what you're running. But anyway, the game leads you through, well, it doesn't lead you, and you just kind of find your way. And it's got water slides everywhere. You can't go down the water slides. It kind of sucks because I kind of wish you could, but maybe down the road they'll add that into the game. I don't know. But you end up going through all these places, and you eventually have to get to the radio. I've noticed that you play the game different times and you'll get different types of events happening. And also, they did change the game. Initially, when the game came out, you would go and or maybe they didn't change it. Maybe it's just different playthrough and things change. I don't know. But I found the radio in a spot because when you find the radio, you'll see the flashlight sitting next to it, and the flashlight's aiming at something on the wall. And we'll get into that in a minute. But that spot where I found the radio and the flashlight was totally different on one playthrough than it was on another playthrough when I went and looked forever for the radio. I was just looking forever. I couldn't find it, and just all of a sudden I started hearing it, and I was far away from where I started in the beginning. And so I was like, okay, and then I came to this like round like a pillar, and it's like hollowed out, and there's like a pool room type of thing around it. Anyway, and then I ended up going in there, and then I seen the flashlight and the radio. And then another time, I think I found it in like this random, I don't know, just this random pool area. It's like literally pool everywhere, and it has like a raised area where you can walk up with steps or whatever, and you just go up there, and then you see the flashlight aiming at the entity on the wall. Okay, so there's different playthroughs and different events where you'll get it. But the sad part for me is in the Dreamcore game, the entity doesn't really do anything. Now, I mean, in Expedition and the Complex games, it's there, and then you see it in other places. It's there, but it's not like chasing you down or anything. Well, in Dreamcore, it's not really doing anything. And then like I've seen other people play through, and they had stuff where it actually did stuff and whatever. And you eventually get to an elevator in one spot, and you'll hear a tapping on the elevator door, and it's similar to the Complex actually. But you never actually got anything. At least for me, I didn't really get anything. So I was going to play it on my channel, and I didn't, because it's just like I started playing it for hours, recording this thing, and nothing really happened to like be entertaining. It was just so boring that I just kind of felt I just couldn't put it on the channel for the sake of I didn't want to bore people with an outcome that never happens, So anyway, those are the three games that I want to talk about. There are other ones. There's like Escape from the Backrooms or something like that, and there's other ones, but those are the main three I wanted to cover because I don't want to make this video super long. And I just wanted to kind of talk about them and kind of get it out and kind of do an overview on them. But which ones do you play and which ones do you think are the best? Maybe you can advise me to some. And also, by the way, I play them with a controller. I should have said that in the beginning. So I'm playing on my PC with a controller. So if the game doesn't play with a controller, I'm not really inclined to want to play it because I hate the mouse and keyboard thing so badly because it just takes away from my immersion into the game, really. So anyway, tell me what you think in the comment section below. Maybe advise me on if there's any cool games that are Backrooms related that I can play that are with a controller, like an Xbox controller on Steam or whatever. So anyway, like, share, and subscribe, and thank you for watching.